G'day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the performance of the physical Hacchan, or otherwise known as Android 8 and Android 17 in the Android's Extreme Super Battle Road stage. So basically we're going to get a pretty good look at just how good these guys are. Personally speaking, it's a pretty tough stage. The Android's Esbr is pretty tough. I wouldn't say it's an easy stage. There's a lot of good Android's options, so the Android stage is pretty, suitably made difficult. It's attuned to be relatively difficult. I think overall they do a very good job. Obviously, the big lead mechanic that you're going to use off of them is their guard attack. So that ability to guard for 8 turns from the start of turn is absolutely perfect for Esbr and Esbr. Usually you face a lot of different typings in Esbr and Esbr, so them having that guard mechanic and the ability to just kind of be sat in the first slot is going to be super helpful. You're also going to spend a lot of time below 80% health in Esbr and Esbr, so you're also going to get the added benefit of obviously having them be below that threshold as well. So with their 25% damage reduction, their guard mechanic, their ability to sit below 80% health, generally speaking, they're looking pretty good. I think as a unit they are definitely quite enticing to use. I really found them to be very useful. Not to mention they also have a high chance to stun on their super attack. So overall they have a very nice kit. A kit that's very good for this kind of content. It's very suitable. It suits the peeking, and it suits the dips within the content itself, and just overall it's really nice. Generally speaking, it covers a lot of ground. The stunning helps you to keep control. The guard mechanic allows you to have a first slot tank. There's a lot of very good mechanics that they bring to a team that just enables you to dominate and control the presence, I want to say, of this fight. And so for me, pretty good stuff overall. Obviously, it does take them a little bit of time to get going because of the fact that they need to get hit, but generally with guard, that's not a huge problem. Having guard usually kind of prevents us having too many major meltdowns. Yes, if they get hit by a super attack before they've been hit by a normal attack, they are going to take a substantial amount more damage, but guard should generally keep them quite safe. As a damage dealer, obviously they're not really, strictly speaking, damage orientated first, but with their crit chance and with a full rainbow build, you can get some decent damage out of them as well, especially if you're hovering under that 80% threshold. I think overall they're pretty good. I do quite like them. I think they bring a very good toolkit to Esbr and Esbr. If we take a look at them here, obviously we're sitting at 100% health, 110,000 defense. We'll pop an item. We'll pop a Princess Snake just to get the setup going, see if we can get the stun. They'll be more than fine. Like I said, they've got the guard mechanic. So usually we would be very fearful of a strength type unit against a physical type unit, but here they're very strong. It's a very impressive mechanic. So for me, I think it just kind of cements them as being a very solid unit. They've activated their defense. Okay, they've got 2 items active here, so they definitely weren't going to take a lot of damage, but now you can see them really kind of go, get a good stun, get a follow-up attack, nice little crit, get another attack, also very good. Just nice kit. super duper nice. Gets a crit, follow-up stun doesn't mean too much, but yeah, look at that. 2 attacks, 1 crit, a little bit of damage, nice collection of stuns, and now all of a sudden we have some pretty decent control over the fight. Android 17 and 18 gonna seal the other units, and bam, all of a sudden you're sorted, you're ready to go, you've got control over this fight, you've got the strength units done, you're able to debuff them, you can set things up. It's a very, very, very nice toolkit to bring to Esbr and Esbr. Will they be as good in events like Gods of Destruction? I think they'll be pretty good in Gods of Destruction. Means a little bit less there, the guard mechanic, just because of the general principle of it. Yeah, that's usually you take on Gods of Destruction with typing teams. But, you know, things like Red Zone could be a step too far. It just depends on how many turns the Red Zone goes for. They can get up to 260k defense, which is relatively good, especially when you have Guard active. Like Guard with 260k defense and 25% damage reduction will be very good, but it's just depending on whether you can finish the fight in 8 turns. Considering there are mission challenges for finishing the fight in 8 turns, and that generally requires a full team of some of the best units in the game with dupes in them, it is a little bit kind of difficult to say that, hey, you know, this is definitely what you should be doing. So personally for me, I think they're fine in SBR, ESBR. I could see you using them in the Gods of Destruction event. Maybe in some of the earlier red zones as well, definitely are still usable there. They bring a lot to the table. The guard mechanic will help out with some of the earlier phases where you're facing multiple different types of enemies. The stun will help in that stage as well. And yeah, you still should be able to get some usability out of them. Again, it's just going to depend a little bit on what will, you know, what will be the kind of team build around them and what you really want to use them for. Me personally, I think they're perfect in this game mode. I wouldn't change anything. I think they are more than fine in terms of this game mode. I think they are very, very much useful and usable, and they can do a lot. So for me, pretty happy, I would say. And honestly speaking, I'm really impressed by their overall performance. So for me, more than happy with everything that's going on here. If you could change anything, I would possibly change, like, I would give them a little bit more damage reduction, I guess, maybe. But yeah, generally speaking, I just think they do a very good job. I don't really think there's anything, that you need to get too invested in. As a unit, I think they bring a lot to the table, and me, I'm pretty happy with how things are going, for them as a unit. But yeah, I think they did really well. Here, obviously, this is without items. They're tanking pretty well. 15k, 15k, 202k, all type advantage as well. So more than happy with how well they're doing. They get multiple super attacks, so they're really good, and they could possibly set up a stun. They don't manage to here, which is unfortunate. But yeah, okay, they're taking 20k, 19k, but it's not the end of the world. 20k, 19k isn't too bad, honestly speaking. Like, when you think about how difficult and how hard enemies hit, I just think they do very well. So yeah, super happy with this performance. I think if you're using them, if you haven't completed this stage, grab them. They'll be a good component for your team. Link-wise, they're a little bit weak, but maybe that's about it. But beyond that, I think they're really good. So that's it from me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.